Chinese President Xi Jinping called for maximum restraint in Ukraine and said China is pained to see the flames of war reignited in Europe, state media reported, in his strongest statement to date on the conflict. Key points. Mr. Levin made the remarks during a virtual meeting with the leaders of France and Germany. Mr. Levin made the remarks during a virtual meeting with the leaders of France and Germany. He also expressed concern about sanctions and the stability of global finance, energy supplies, transportation, and supply chains. He also expressed concern about sanctions and the stability of global finance, energy supplies, transportation, and supply chains on Monday. Prime Minister Scott Morrison said China has more power than any other country to halt Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Mr. Levin, speaking at a virtual meeting with French President Emmanuel Macron and German Chancellor Olaf Scholz, said the three countries should jointly support peace talks between Russia and Ukraine, Chinese state broadcaster CCTV reported. Mr. Levin described the situation in Ukraine as worrying and said the priority should be preventing it from escalating or spinning out of control. CCTV cited him as saying. He also said France and Germany should make efforts to reduce negative impacts of the crisis and expressed concern about the impact of sanctions on the stability of global finance, energy supplies, transportation, and supply chains. China, which has refused to condemn Russia's actions in Ukraine or to call them an invasion, has repeatedly expressed its opposition to what it describes as illegal sanctions on Russia. China's friendship with Russia strengthened last month when President Vladimir Putin attended the opening ceremony of the Beijing Winter Olympics on the same day that the countries declared a no-limits strategic partnership has become awkward for China as the war in Ukraine escalates. On Monday, Prime Minister Scott Morrison said China had more power than any other country to halt Russia's invasion of Ukraine, declaring it was up to China to demonstrate its commitment to global peace at a hinge point in history. No country will have a bigger impact on concluding this terrible war in Ukraine than China, Mr. Morrison said. So long as they have a bet each way on this, then I fear the bloodshed will continue. Moscow describes its actions in Ukraine as a special operation to disarm its neighbor and unseat leaders it calls neo-Nazis. Ukraine and its Western allies call this a baseless pretext for an invasion to conquer a country of 44 million people.